indeed, kids. Happy Easter! Last time I did a video, you might remember that we were talking about preparing for Easter, which is today, hooray! But we were talking about it being a time for waiting and preparing for Easter. And while we were waiting and preparing for Easter, I don't know if you remember, but I decided I was going to plant some seeds, some tomato seeds and some chilli seeds. And I took the seeds and they looked pretty dead. And I thought, well, I'll plant them and see if I get any plants. Now, I knew I wouldn't get any tomatoes or chilies for Easter, but I did hope I'd get some plants. And look, I've got some tomatoes and some chili plants. So these seeds that looked dead have now come back to life. In today's story, we see that Jesus has died and his friends are very, very sad. And they go to the place where he was buried and they find that the tomb is empty and his body's gone. And they think that somebody's taken his body and they're a bit sad about that. But then one of them sees him and realises that he's come back to life. And they're so excited and so happy. And it's a bit like my seeds. They look dead, but now they've come back to life with my plants. And Jesus was dead and has now come back to life on Easter Day. Hooray! Today's reading is from John's Gospel, chapter 20, verses 11 to 18. But Mary stood outside the tomb weeping. As she wept, she knelt to look inside the tomb and saw two angels sitting there, dressed in white, one at the head and the other at the foot of where Jesus' body had laid. They said to her, "Woman, why do you weep?" "They took my master," she said, "and I don't know where they put him." After she said this, she turned away and saw Jesus standing there, but she didn't recognize him. Jesus spoke to her, "Woman, why do you weep? Who are you looking for?" She, thinking that he was the gardener, said, "Sir, if you took him, tell me where you put him so I can care for him." Jesus said, "Mary." Turning to face him, she said in Hebrew, "Rabboni," meaning teacher. Jesus said, "Don't cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go to my brothers and tell them, I ascend to my Father and your Father, my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went, telling the news to the disciples. "I saw the Master," and she told them everything he said to her. So as we think of Easter today and we think of new life, spring also brings lots of new life. And if you've been lucky enough to get out into the countryside, you may have seen lambs in the field. And perhaps on your walks you've seen a lot more birds. So for today's activity, what I thought we could do is make some robins. So all you need to do is you need some strawberries and you need some chocolate. Now I've used dark chocolate, but if you prefer milk chocolate, you can use milk chocolate. And I bought some edible eyes from the cake decorating part of the supermarket. So that's all you need. So you melt your chocolate, perhaps in the microwave, and your mummy and daddy can help you with that. And then you take a strawberry. Now if it's got a stalk on the end here, just twist it and the stalk will come off, and leave the green on it. And then what you do is you get hold of it by the green and you dip it in your chocolate. And if you hold the strawberry about halfway down, it should be fine. And then what you do is you dip it in there and you've got that. And then you pop your edible eyes on it. Like that. And then I've just left them to dry and harden the chocolate on a little plate rack. So I'll put this with the others I've made. And there we are. So there you are, some robins. And the best thing about these robins are, you know what? You can go, and they're yummy. So thinking about birds and new lambs, we've now made our robins. So what you might want to think about is looking like a lamb. And I don't know if you remember, but last year I made a hat that looked a bit like a lamb. So what I'm going to do is remind you how to do that. All you need is a towel and you fold it into three, like that. And then you fold it over a couple of times each end. Oh, I'm struggling today. There we go, that's at one end, and then at the other end. And there you are. You can look like a sheep. So until I see you all again, take care, and I hope you have a really, really happy Easter.